Welcome to this series of introductory lessons related to the time value of money. My name is Brent Pritchard. I teach college finance courses, and I'm here to help you grasp this all-important concept. This introductory series is designed to help you learn how to apply the mathematics of finance in less than a month, provided you commit to one or more lessons a day. It's that easy. Acquiring the hard skill that is the mathematics of finance does not need to be hard. I hope you enjoy this fun new take on this age-old concept. And after you've done that, please consider telling your friends about this channel, TVM Rules, and the book, Would Your Boomerang Return, also known as the Boomerang Book, that made it possible. I like to start every class with a quote, so here we go with the quote of the lesson. It comes from James Madison. The circulation of confidence is better than the circulation of money. If you've been working your way through the lessons in this introductory unit, then it's been a while since you've seen the TVM rules. In this lesson, we're focused on TVM rule number 3. In particular, the focus is on considering different payment types and signs. For example, a lump sum payment has no frequency like an annuity. And an annuity will either be even or uneven in terms of amount and timing. An even annuity has payments that are frequent and level or even in terms of amount and timing. A perpetuity is an annuity on steroids. Given these definitions, a perpetuity that grows at a constant rate is a kind of uneven annuity, in my book anyway. The TVM Wallet and your financial calculator can be used to solve for the present value or future value of a lump sum payment or an even annuity. They can also be used to solve for the present value of an uneven perpetuity with a PMT payment that is growing at a constant rate. For an annuity with even timing but a constant growth rate with respect to the PMT payment, this is where it helps to know the building block time value of money equations. Since we like to build on prior lessons when possible, let's revisit a portion of the perfect timeline and change things up a little bit with bigger numbers and a storyline that includes $150,000 on hand. Notice that the amount and timing of the frequent payment is even or level. That's an even annuity. What we have here is an annuity, so a PMT payment and a lump sum payment. Both will take a negative sign, as we will soon see. Why? Because the monies have been invested or will be invested as soon as the money hits our hands. So like we do, let's draw a TVM wallet and get about answering this question. Okay, we got it inked up with blue ink. So let's rock and roll. Got to turn the tablet on. That's always a good start. It was on for the record, but then it switched off. Okay, we're good to go. Now we're drawing. So this is our TVM wallet. Now before we write in, or before I write in the 5 primary TVM variables, I want to first draw your attention to the third window of the TVM wallet. And this window relates to the different payment types and signs. So this is the focus of this lesson. I'm going to get rid of different, and let's write in PV, PMT, and FV. So PV and FV relate to a lump sum payment. The PMT key, or variable or input, relates to an even annuity or an even perpetuity, even a perpetuity that has equal timing but constant growth with respect to the PMT payment, what I call an uneven perpetuity. So did you realize that 3 of the 5 primary time value of money calculator keys relate to a payment? Here are the 5. We've rounded this out with the true investment yield and uppercase N. 3 of the 5 variables relate to payment, whether that's payment spelled out, as we saw on a past slide, or PMT payment. So let's draw in the first window of the TVM wallet, and this is where we visualize. So we've got $150,000 in the bank. That's where the negative sign comes in. Remember, those are monies that are invested. And we just signed a pretty sweet agreement that guarantees a $100,000 payment a year from today, and then another $100,000 payment a year after that. How are we telling time? With an annual time span in between period markers. So we're going to fill in the blank with an uppercase A to remind us how we're telling time. Now you might be thinking, why does the annuity here have a negative sign associated with it? Well, let's think this through, because those are monies that are going to ultimately be invested. Sure, they need to come into your hands first, but then it's as if you're going to turn around and immediately invest those monies and deposit those funds. And the expectation is that you're going to earn a true annual investment yield of 5%. So that's the return on investment. That is the true investment yield. So let's complete the third window of the TVM wallet. We have a negative $150,000 here. That's a lump sum amount, a lump sum payment, like we like to think about it. And those are monies that are on deposit today or in this investment account. And then we've got the PMT payment. Here's where the annuity comes in. Now, if you've watched prior lessons, you may have heard me talk about the relationship between PMT payment and uppercase N. So we have 2 $100,000 payments in this payment stream for this even annuity. So there's a relationship there. The $150,000 is also getting compounded 2 periods into the future, because here we're solving for future value. And this is not the future value of an ordinary annuity, as we'll soon find out in the double check. But when we input these values using our financial calculator, and remember, the TVM wallet is meant to be used in conjunction with your financial calculator. When you input these values, you'll get $370,375. So that's what you would estimate for your net worth 2 years from now. So let's double check our work like we like to do. And first we're going to double check with the future value of an ordinary annuity, the building block future value of an ordinary annuity equation. Future value of an ordinary annuity equals PMT payment times all of this stuff in the square bracket. 1 plus I raised to the power of n minus 1, and then the true investment yield in the denominator. So the future value of an ordinary annuity equals this $100,000 payment times 1 plus 0.05. Remember, 5% is our true annual investment yield. We can use a true annual investment yield here because we're telling time with an annual time span in between period markers. Remember, we need to match that. And we raise this by the power of 2. Why? Because there are 2 $100,000 payments in this stream of payments for this annuity. And we have 0.05 here in the denominator. When we work this out, we get a future value of the ordinary annuity of $205,000. So that's the portion of the future value that we just calculated in the TVM wallet that's attributable to this annuity. So now we're going to move on and we're going to calculate the future value of the lump sum payment. Future value equals present value times 1 plus I, that's the true investment yield, raised to the power of n. So future value equals $150,000 times 1.05 raised to the power of 2. And when we work this out, we get a future value of $165,375. So when we add these amounts together, 205, that's the future value of the ordinary annuity, plus the future value of that lump sum amount that you've got on deposit, we get $370,375. I'm going to circle that. That is our double check. That's the right answer. So before we move on to the next slide, let's talk about at least one thing. When we are double checking our work with the building block time value of money equations, remember that you're going to see a minus sign from time to time. Look at the future value, the building block future value of an ordinary annuity equation. You see a minus sign in the numerator within square brackets. But we don't see a negative sign with respect to the PMT payment. Let's now look to the building block future value equation. There's a positive no sign value with respect to the $150,000, the present value of that lump sum payment as of right now. So when you're dealing with building block time value of money equations, you're only going to see positive no sign values with respect to PMT payment, PV, or FV. That's a very important point because the different signs matter, but they matter when you're plugging those numbers into your financial calculator. So that's a wrap. If you like what you learned in this lesson, please consider telling your friends about this channel, TVM Rules, and the book that made it possible. When you eat out, do you ask for your check or a bill? As far as I can tell, either appears to be correct. But for me, the word check has a positive vibe. There can be a negative connotation associated with the word bill. Now, as it relates to the mathematics of finance, the word payment can, but need not carry a negative connotation. And speaking of positive and negative, the different signs matter and inform which way the different payment types are flowing. For example, money received or withdrawn carries a positive no sign value, which denotes money coming into your hand. A negative sign denotes money leaving your hand, which is the case when money is invested or deposited. This is important. If you haven't purchased your copy yet, all the important information on this all-important topic is gift-wrapped within the cover of Would Your Boomerang Return? Until next time, enjoy the gift that is the present.